Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to make something that's good for the holidays, peanut butter fudge. And it's super easy because you don't need a candy thermometer and you don't need a glass of ice water to get the soft ball stage. So it's pretty simple. 7 ingredients. So, well, first thing I did was buttered up my glass baking dish. This one's 8 by 12. You can use a 13 by 9. It'll just make the fudge a little bit thinner. I've got 4 cups of granulated sugar, 1 cup of light brown sugar, 1 stick of salted butter, 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, and then I've measured out 16 ounces of creamy peanut butter. And then we have a 7-ounce jar of marshmallow cream. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Don't use the imitation. It makes a big difference. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is get a pretty good sized saucepan and add it to your stove. We're going to add the 4 cups of granulated sugar, the 1 cup of brown sugar, our stick of butter, and the full can of the evaporated milk. All right, now what's important about this, and this is how it turns out without using the candy thermometer, is that you need to make sure that it comes to a boil over medium heat, and you do have to stir that constantly. Once it comes to the full boil, you'll set a timer for 7 minutes, and the 7 minutes is pretty important to get the consistency right. You'll let it boil for 7 minutes, and you will have to stir it constantly while it's boiling. So everything's in there. As you can see, it's going to take a little bit to get it to boil, of course. Butter's not even started to melt at all. But just important to keep stirring it and scraping the bottom of the pan. Wooden spoon works really good for this. Don't want it to burn on the bottom, but it will take it a while to get it up to the boil, but just remember, stir constantly. So as you can see into the pan, it has come to a full boil. And I've been stirring constantly. So now from here, which is the important part, I'm going to set a timer for 7 minutes and let that count down. Now it's gonna have to stay at a full boil while I stir for 7 full minutes. But that's how you get the right consistency for the fudge. All right, so there's a minute to go on our timer. Just make sure that your peanut butter and your marshmallow cream and your vanilla is standing by and ready, because we have to work fast when I remove this from the heat. It'll harden up too quick if we don't. So I've got everything set up over there, our pan to pour the fudge in, the rest of the ingredients. I'm still stirring. Pretty important, because it does feel like it wants to stick every now and then on the bottom of the pan, and you don't want burnt peanut butter fudge. So it's almost there. Pretty inexpensive way to make fudge. And honestly, I've made this several times and it's always turned out perfect. So I'm gonna move it over here. Go ahead and get the peanut butter in there. And our marshmallow cream. And we're just gonna stir this in until it gets, marshmallow cream and the peanut butter will get melted in to the rest of it. And don't forget to scrape the bottom. It smells really good. Already smells like fudge. You definitely get an arm workout with this recipe. It's starting to get melted pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and add the teaspoon of vanilla. You can see as you're stirring it, it does try to thicken up and cling to the sides of the pan. So we're almost there. Just a couple lumps of marshmallow cream. And we'll get that poured in our buttered dish. Shake it a little bit back and forth. And we're just gonna let it sit for about an hour or two, and then we'll show you how it turned out, and we'll get it cut up into squares. All right, a couple hours has passed and our peanut butter fudge is ready. So go ahead and we'll cut it. Turned out perfect. I can already tell just by sticking the knife in there. And it did turn out a little bit thicker. That's because I used the 8x12 pan instead of the 9x13. It's just a personal preference. It's always hard to get that very first piece out. As you can see, turned out perfect. Yeah, so it makes quite a bit of fudge. I think I spent about $8 total on the ingredients, and we all know how much fudge costs when you try to buy it already made. So definitely you can save some money just by doing it yourself. And to me, it tastes so much better. So hope you give it a try. Again, it's a perfect recipe for Christmas candies and the holidays. Hope you give it a try and let us know what you think. See you next time.